Hi, my name's Dawn. I'm the Reclusive Crafter, and today is Quickfire Friday, although it's not going to be very quickfire, I'm afraid, because today I've got the reveal of my Romantique Journal, which I have finally finished. So I'm going to do a walkthrough of this. So to start with, this is the front cover. I'm just going to check just so that you can see that okay, because it has got a transparency on the front. So it's got a few little embellishments on the front, and I've kept it relatively simple so that it doesn't detract from the pictures itself. And initially this one, this is actually a journaling card which comes out to reveal another picture underneath, and then that's just journaling space on there. So that's the front section, and that just slots very nicely back into there. And then this one flips over like so, and then in here we've got a couple of tags for journaling on, with a little lace pocket with the little sequin mesh behind it, which I thought looked very pretty. And I've kept this side relatively simple with a little bit of mesh and a couple of butterflies. So that's the front bit, and that's actually magnetically closed on there as well. And then we open this up, which is also magnetically closed, and we come into the main part of the journal. And I've kept these very simple because of the closing mechanism, but I do think the pictures speak for themselves anyway, which I'm sure you've seen. They are very beautiful, aren't they? And then we open it up to come into the main part of the journal, and on the front cover, again, I'm just going to check, yeah, that's all in shot, that's lovely. In the front cover, we've got a relatively large pocket there, and that's housing one of the little notelets that I made, which has got a little tag in here, and it's just quite simply decorated. And then that's just extra journaling space, so that could be popped into a handbag or whatever, if you're out and about and you want to make notes, whatever you want to do. And that just slots very simply back into its little pocket there. Then we've got the tracing paper frontage to protect the actual journal bit itself, and then the Romantique design. And then on here I've just put one of the little clusters that I made, and into that I've popped a little journal card which I've just embellished with a little bit of lace and some of the little diamante embellishments. And that's got one of the little paper clips on that I made out of the circular punch flowers. So that goes in there, if I can get that back on. And there's just journaling space on the back, so you can use that for marking your pages if you want to. And then I've kept this very simple because I do think the designs are absolutely beautiful. But what I have done, hopefully you can see those, I've put in a few little sequin flowers throughout the journal, just to add a little bit of something, a little bit of interest throughout. And then here we have got the envelope that I made, and inside the envelope I've just put a little journal card in there with some space on the back that you could journal on if you wanted to. So that's very pretty. And I had some of this ribbon which matches the colour really nicely, I thought, and it's got the gold trim down it, which this one has as well. So I've just put the bow on there to kind of give that more of a 3D style image, and that pops back in there. And that goes in there. And then I popped on here a little pocket, but it's in line with the actual design of the pocket itself. And then that's just a little bit of extra journaling space on there as well. And that just tucks very nicely into there. And then this was the rice paper that I put in just to add a little bit more interest. The little bluebirds here coincides with the little bluebird there, and I've put the key and flower and little cameo there, and then under there is just a double fold journaling space which slots under there, and I've decorated that with some of the sequins and flowers that I've used throughout the journal as well, with a little bit of pink lace. And then here, no, I haven't shown this bit yet. I kept this one a little bit of a secret. This is, the page itself has got this little book on it, and what I've done is I've actually made that into a little journal in its own right. So as we open this up, we've got a little tuck there with the bingo card in and the guest check and a little tag, so they come out of there. And then you've got little pages there to be able to do some journaling on. I've got a little heart paper clip with one of the little notepads that Amanda did as part of her Freebie Friday, and all I did was, rather than the blue flower that was on there, I just put one of the pink flowers on from this particular Romantique kit, so they just slot under there like that, and then that just clips in into there, which is very cute. And then we've got it's got its own little belly band with a little miniature note card in there as well, which I think is very cute. And I know Amanda liked her little miniatures, so hopefully this little miniature journal will suit her. And then on the back page, I've just got a little cameo with one of the little tags to go on there as well. So that's the little journal card, the little mini journal that I've popped in to go with this particular page, which I think works really nicely. And I'll come back and finish that bow off later. And then we've got the little vellum page. And then this was the double pocket that I did. I've done a little wax seal on there, and I've added a few of the little flower sequins. And in the front pocket, we've got a little decorated journal card, and then just one of the bingo cards just added in as a little journaling space. And then we've got a much larger journal card there, which has got one of the little tags, which could be used as an uptuck if you wanted to, and just a little flower embellishment there, and just journaling space on the back. And then that's just got two circular style pockets in there. That just slots very nicely into there, and they pop in there. And then we've got the large tag pocket here, which I did show this in a previous video, but I have embellished it with just a few of the little sequin flowers. It has got its own little tag pocket there, and it's also got another little embellishment there, another little pocket there, which is very lovely. So that goes in there, and then this one just slots in the top. Let me just pop that in there. There we go. And then that one just slots in behind, so it gives you a double tag. And then we've got another piece of the rice paper there, just to separate out the designs a little bit. And then the whole journal is just so pretty. It's the papers themselves just speak for themselves. You've got lots of journaling space still available, although I have embellished it quite heavily. These are just lovely as well. I've left those relatively plain. I've just embellished that page there just to take off the plainness. And then we've got our second little bit of rice paper there. And then this is another piece of the rice paper that I actually printed the design on, which I thought went really well. So that just adds a little bit of something. Now I just did a very simple pocket here with a couple of little tuck-ins on the pocket itself. And then inside that we have got another journaling card, again with a few little embellishments just tucked into here. And again, hopefully you can see that those the little flower sequins, just to add another little dimension to the journal as well, or to the journal card as well. And then that pops back in there. And then these just slip in very simply into the little tuck on the front there. And then we're now into the centre page. Again, all I've done is I've embellished the centre page with a few of the little sequin flowers. Those of you that have seen some of my videos will have seen this, but I've also added a little tuck there with some of the little mesh sequins there and a few little of the diamantes. And I've just added into that a little journal card. And that's not a journal card, it's a tag. And then this is just lovely. I love this. This was a kind of a spin-off from Amanda's origami that she did. I've done a paper clip there, which was the same way as she did her pretty paper clips, but I've used this part of the journal to do this with. And then this one, it lifts up. There's a little tab there, and it just lifts up like that. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love that. And then under here there's a double little journal card there, just embellished with a few of the little diamantes, little belly band. There's a little pocket here which has got a little tuck in the front, and then in the pocket itself we've got a miniature tag there and the guest check, so they tuck in there. The little butterfly just folds down when it all folds in. Putting that in the wrong bit. That bit goes in there. That bit goes in there. Okay, and then this one, let me bring this down so that you can see. This is another little area here. As we open this up, we've got a little side tuck on that side with a journal tag. A little side tuck on here, just with a little bit of folded journaling paper. And then in the centre, we've got just a little pocket there, which marries up with the rest of the page. And I've just put one of the little scent bottles in there, a little bingo card, and the little label there. So those just slot in there like so. So that's that piece. I'm just going to do this up. I think I am getting better at my bows, but yeah, I'm not, still not overly brilliant. Oh wow, okay, that went nicely. Leaving it like that. And then this folds down, and as this folds down, oh, this little tail ends. As this folds down, as you can see, the butterfly just folds in like that so that it doesn't get squashed. And then that folds in like that. And then the paper clip just holds it all in place. So you could actually put this any way you wanted to in the journal. It could be its own little separate piece if you wanted. It could just tuck into a pocket, whatever you wanted to do with it. But I just felt that was a little bit of a showstopper, and I wanted it to be on the centre page along with this beautiful design here. And then we've just got journaling space. We've got the other side of our rice paper, which I printed on. And then we've got our other bird here, again, just with a few of the little sequin flower embellishments. And then here I put in one of my little paper punch flowers with a journal card, no, with a tag. I keep calling them journal cards, they're tags. And then another little paper clip here which just pops out, and again you could use that anywhere you wanted to in the journal, or separately you could use it as a bookmark, or you know, whatever you wanted to with that. And then this one, I love this one. This is probably my favourite piece in the journal, if I'm completely honest. So this one is a little picture. It folds up like that. You've got this beautiful Paris design under here, which was from a die cut I had. I've had that in my stash for as long as I can remember, and I've never found anything that I could use it with. And then it just suddenly occurred to me the colours on this go beautifully with this particular journal. And I thought it just looked absolutely stunning in there. And you've got more journaling space there if you wanted to use it. I've just put a little bit of lacing around the edge to make that look very pretty. And then behind there, we have got another little tag for some journaling space. And if that wasn't enough, you've got another larger tag in the back as well. And I've tried to do this so that all these strips on the paper all line up together, so it kind of all blends in together and looks like almost an invisible, there we go, you see, almost an invisible insertion there, which I just love. The whole thing is just so beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. And that goes in there like that. So that's lovely. Well, I think it's lovely anyway. And then this, I put 3 of the little chevron banners together, and I've used that as an uptuck for this. I think it was Christine asked me how I was attaching this, and with it being an uptuck, it literally just slips underneath there, and you can put it as high up as you want to or as low down as you want to. I quite like it there to be able to see the lady underneath. And I've just embellished that with a little bit of lace, a few little flowers, a couple of little butterflies, because as Amanda will always tell you, butterflies are necessary. And then when you turn that over, you've got a hidden little tag there for some even more journaling spaces. And I will admit that this design here was supposed to be straight down, and I made an error when I was cutting the paper, but actually it was an interesting little mistake on my part, because now that can all be used as journaling lines, which I think is fabulous, which is far better than the idea I originally had, and I think works really well. So that's that one. And like I say, that just tucks very cutely under there. And then these are just too beautiful to do anything with. They're lovely, aren't they? And we've got more journaling space. This is another piece of the rice paper here, and more journaling space. I say I have got loads and loads of journaling space, although it is jam-packed with embellishments. There is a lot of journaling space left as well. Considering it's only one signature as well, I think you've got an awful lot here. Another beautiful page with this beautiful lady. A few little of the embellishments with the little flower sequins, which I think work incredibly well with this journal. That's the other side of the vellum. And then here we've got one of the little ladder pockets that Amanda showed us how to do. And again, this was a happy mistake. This wasn't going to be like this. This wasn't going to, I can't even remember what I was originally going to do actually, but I think I was just going to have a pocket across the bottom here. But I made a mistake on cutting, so we ended up with this. So what we've actually got is far better actually. You've got 4 little mini journaling bits and pieces here. So you've got the little, what is that? I think I want to call it a label, but you guys might call it something else. And I've just backed it with some journaling paper. And that's avocado dyed paper I've backed that with. And then we've got the bingo card, which is also backed. We've got the guest check, again backed, and then we've got the tag, which is double printed anyway. So we've got those that go in the bottom pocket. Then in this pocket, in the second pocket, we've got a beautiful tag just with a little bit of the sequin netting on, and that's been backed. it's been double printed, that side, it hasn't been backed. And then we've got a slightly larger tag for the third pocket, and again that's been covered with some avocado dyed paper. And then in the very back we've got a huge chunky tag, and I will call it a tag because I've made it into a tag shape. And all I've done with this is I've put some netting across the back of it. I've put 3 of the little chevrons of the 3 ladies within the journal, a couple of little butterflies, and then I've put each of their headings along there as well, and that's backed with the avocado dyed paper as well. So very, very pretty. And then the ladders were all put on so that they actually marry up with the page really beautifully. So that's that page, very full. I have to say, I absolutely love this journal. I think this is probably at the moment probably one of my favourites. There we go, and all of those go in there. So that's a whole page there of beautiful journal space that you've got. And then as we come over, we've got another page of journaling there. That's another little bit of the vellum. I've made another little belly band because I loved how they looked, especially with the lace down them as well. And then we've got a huge big journaling card. And there's a little pocket that I've cut and put on the front with a little bit of embellishment there. And just the tag and the couple of little bits there which have been backed with journaling space as well. So we've got those as well. So those are gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely lovely. And we're going to pop that under there. We are getting nearing the end now. And then this one, I've just kept this one very simple. Just a few of the little sequin flowers on there. And then here, I originally did this as a journal card, but I didn't like once I added this bit here, I didn't like how it looked on the back. So I turned it into a tuck spot. We've got a journal tag there. We've got a bingo tag there for journaling on. And then behind there, I have also added yet another double-pieced journal space as well. So you've got that there. And that all slots in there. So that's that one. And then we've just got a very simple little embellishment just to take the plainness away from those pages there. And that is it, apart from this back page, which is the back of the cover. And again, I've just put a little very simple pocket in there where the second notelet breaks, and I've married all the lines up so that it's all very prettily done. And then we've got the second little notelet there, again just with a little tag in the front, like so, with just the tiniest little bit of embellishment on there. And then we've just got the little pages there for journaling, as you can see. So a nice little notelet there as well. And then that just slots in there. And that just sits over the top there. So that's it. That's the journal. The outside covers I've kept relatively simple. So we've just got a simple spine, a very simple back, and a second simple spine there. And then this is obviously, I would say this is the piece de resistance. This is just lovely, the Romantique Journal. I hope you like it. Please do leave a comment. If you like what you've seen and you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you on board. I've got lots more of ideas to be able to share with you. And Amanda's always coming up with new ideas that I kind of tweak a little bit and try and make them slightly different where I can, or just add them into the journal as they are. But yeah, I hope you like it. So that's it for today, guys. Have a brilliant weekend. Enjoy your time. And I will look forward to seeing you all hopefully tomorrow for Stash Busting Saturday. Although drum roll, a little bit of excitement. I have got a new desk coming, so I'm very excited about that. And I'm not sure I'm going to have my room back together in time to do a Saturday video, but hopefully I will. And all being well, I shall see you all on Saturday. So thanks very much for your time today, guys. I hope you like the journal. Do leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for your time. Bye.